All right, thanks, Frankie. And of course, you're seeing your Toronto Raptors right there, and you're going to see a clutch shot from Kyle Lowry coming up in a quick second here. But they won that game, Game 6. It was do or die, and they've tied up the series. Game 7 tonight, 9 o'clock start time in the bubble. Joining us right now, NBA insider from Sportsnet, Michael Grange, to break it all down. Good morning, Michael. What a busy day it's going to be for you, and what an exciting one as well.
Should be really fun, Devo. It's, games.
Oh, we got Michael freezing up a little bit right here. Looks like he's in the car. Michael, you still with us? Nope, unfortunately, I think we may have lost Michael Grange. We're going to try and get him back. But let's talk about this. You're seeing Norm Powell. Norm Powell's importance in this game is going to be massive. He scored 23 last game. Michael, you still with me?
Yeah, I got you.
There you are. So let's talk about, okay, we'll go back to Norm in a second. Let's talk about Kyle and him being the leader of this team. How big is his role tonight? What's he got to do?
He's got to do what he always does and just set the tone. I think he'll come out very aggressively. We've seen that in kind of key situations. You go back to Game 6 of the NBA Finals last year. I mean, he didn't hesitate. And I think in Game 3, when the Raptors were down 2-0, he really forced the action early on. So I would expect we'll see that. That's when Kyle Lowry's at his best. And, of course, he's going to deliver all the rest of his package as well. But I think he'll look to score and score early and really get the ball rolling, so to speak.
And you know, a common friend of ours, Dwayne Watson, him and I were talking, he's like, the Raptors are great when their backs are up against the wall, and they are. And then yesterday, Michael, there was no practice. And, you know, I was kind of saying Pascal needs to reset mentally. He needs a break from everything. How did that go for the Raptors yesterday, and specifically for Pascal?
Well, I think that's very common, and through these playoffs, as they get more and more intense, the practice time, the floor time kind of diminishes, especially for the key guys. You know, you had 4 of the 5 Raptors starters play over 50 minutes. Of course, Boston's guys did too. I think for Pascal Siakam, you see Marcus all kind of walking off there, and it was kind of when you're at your low point, sometimes you're just a little bit away from breaking through, and Gasol came out in the third quarter there and really provided some vital punch. And I think Pascal Siakam, he's done it defensively. You've seen the frustration, and really, I think if he can just get a couple of things going his way early, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Raptors try to run some stuff, get him some easy baskets, get him some looks at the rim early, and the weight will be off his shoulders, and he can be a little bit more like the player we've seen all season.
That's it, man. And everyone wants that. And I think you're right. He's right there, and it's just so close for him, and we can't wait to see that tonight. The bench, Serge Ibaka, guys like him coming off the bench. Norm Powell, the importance of Norm and playoff Norm is huge tonight.
Going into this, Devo, I thought, and we may have talked about this, I thought Norm Powell, he was the reason. Him and OG Anunoby were the 2 reasons I really thought the Raptors had and have a good chance of defending their title or competing in the finals again to defend their title, because they raise the level, they raise the ceiling for this team. We know what the floor is. We know that this team is always going to compete. They've shown it in this series, even when so many things have not gone their way. But when Norm Powell is playing like he did in Game 6, specifically in the fourth quarter and overtimes of Game 6, they're a different team. He's a difference maker. He is their bucket getter. And OG Anunoby, we've seen his growth already. But so, Norm is very streaky. And right now, coming out of Game 6, I can't imagine how his confidence could be any higher. And if he's rolling, and he gets rolling early, like we've seen him do so many times this season, that's going to be a big problem for the Celtics.
Michael, it's the hardest question, and I don't think anyone really has an answer, but who can the Raptors win tonight? I mean, I think that's a yes. I think it's anyone's game, right? It's one game.
Yeah, absolutely they can win. I mean, they wouldn't be in a Game 7 if they couldn't win a Game 7. Will they win? I'm going to say yes. I rarely make predictions, and usually because I'm wrong, so don't go bet any money, please. But for some of those reasons I just mentioned, specifically, if Norm Powell is really feeling it, that's an element that the Celtics really haven't faced other than towards the end of Game 6, and we saw how that went. So I think you know what you're going to get from most of these guys. I think the fact that Marc Gasol showed a little bit of life in Game 6 in the third quarter there, and that Norm Powell really looked as good as he's looked in the entire playoffs. Those would be things, if I was the Celtics, I'd be very concerned about.
I would. The momentum is in the favor of the Toronto Raptors. The confidence is high for the Raptors and their fans, and for Michael Grange and myself, who's saying that they're going to win tonight. NBA insider from Sportsnet, Michael Grange, thank you. Looking forward to the coverage tonight.
Bet all the money.
You bet it all. Let's do it.